I'm going out the other day, taking in that autumn air. Leaves are falling and everything feels quieter, like the world's slowing down a bit. Maybe it's something about this season, but I always find myself looking back, thinking about different parts of my life, how I got here, what I spent my time doing. When I thought about what made me the way I am, I started to count people, obstacles, circumstances, study, work, hobbies. Wait, hobbies? No, not the ones people expect you to brag about or turn into a side hustle, but those random sentimental things I picked up over the years. Playing guitar, martial arts, drawing, photography. It was never a plan, it just happened. But looking back, each one left its mark.
In a world that's all about productivity and achievement, hobbies are kind of misunderstood.
Nowadays, there is this pressure to turn even hobbies into side hustles. Like, if you're not making a profit, what's the point, right?
But when I was a kid, I didn't think that way at all. My parents encouraged me to try different kind of hobbies purely for the love of it, not because there was any career angle or usefulness involved. Back then, I didn't know the concept of monetizing a hobby even existed.
I was just passionate about the things I did.
But now even I sometimes catch myself questioning if something is worth my time unless it's productive.
But over time, I've come to realize that hobbies are about so much more than productivity.
Each one brought out something in me that I hadn't expected, something that shaped who I am today.
Take music, for instance. When I learned to play the guitar, it wasn't just about hitting the right notes. It helped me develop a feeling for creativity and beauty, something that went beyond sound and into the other areas of my life. Then there was Aikido, a martial art that taught me more than just self-defense. It's about balance, finding harmony in life and the discipline to focus. Wrestling? Yeah, it was grueling, but it gave me the mental toughness to get back every time I fell, both on the mat and in life. And photography, it wasn't just about snapping a picture. Photography taught me composition, light work, the patience to find the right moment, and even how to edit photos to bring out their best.
All the skills, things I learned in the past back then, help me now in making videos and building this channel.
Here's where it gets tricky. As life speeds up, between my job, family, daily routines, it gets harder and harder to make time for hobbies.
I mean, I have to balance work demands with family responsibilities and all the other daily stuff, and there's always a temptation to let hobbies slide in favor of more important things. And yeah, I still sometimes think, is it worth spending time on something just for myself?
It's like there is a constant tug of war between doing what matters to the world and doing what matters for you.
But here's the truth. Hobbies matter precisely because they don't have to be productive.
They are this one area in life where you get to explore yourself just for the sake of it. Take the 3 hobbies idea that I came across on the internet. Say a man needs one physical, one mental, and one creative hobby to be happy. And somehow I realized I've got them all covered. For physical, I do sports, anything from basketball to CrossFit or just hiking when I can. For mental, I read and study languages daily. It keeps my mind sharp and curious. And for creativity, well, there's this, creating videos for YouTube, sharing my story with all of you.
Each hobby fills a different need and together they give me balance. And here's another thing I learned. Not every hobby has to be monetized.
We live in a time where everyone's looking for that next side hustle, trying to turn every interest into income. But once you put a price on every passion, you risk losing that magic. I've decided to keep some hobbies just for me, to protect that part of my life from the hustle and grind.
Looking back, I'm grateful that my parents pushed me to try different kind of things when I was young.
Even the hobbies that seemed random at the time turned out to be pieces of this bigger puzzle that makes me who I am today.
If I could give advice to anyone watching, it'd be this. Try different things. Let yourself get a little lost in something just because you want to.
You never know how the things might fit together someday. The more you explore, the faster you'll start to figure out what's truly yours.
So if you are feeling that pressure to turn every hobby into a hustle, take a step back. Keep one thing just for you, something that lets you connect with yourself without the expectation of reward. Because at the end of the day, hobbies aren't just hobbies. They are tiny pieces of freedom. They are what makes us feel whole. And trust me, they are worth holding on to.